VWBPE is almost over. Was this a great conference or what? Where did the time go? It seems like Phelan just cut the ribbons for the exhibits. Didn't our exhibitors do an amazing job? It was so much fun to walk around and learn all about their important work. Later the first day, many of you joined the Freewheelin' Electric Tambourine Man Parade and marched from the gateway to enjoy Lightning Productions, Bob Dylan and the Band's Blowin' in the Wind tribute concert. What a legendary show. The poetry of Bob Dylan really helped set the tone for this year's Legacy VWBPE conference. And once again, by setting the bar a little higher, our thinking a little deeper, and our expectations much more challenging, this year's VWBPE 10th Anniversary Conference has truly left an eternal and indelible mark in the sand that has established a legacy across all grids and beyond the universe. We truly are trailblazers, having gone where no man has gone before. It always amazes me how in such a short amount of time we can accomplish so much. We all learned a lot, we played a lot, collaborated with each other, and made many new friends. What an awesome conference. So put your hands together and let's make some noise for VWBPE 2017. My name is Roxy Nero, and I am a co-chair for the Social Committee. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this year's closing ceremony. Tonight you will get to meet some of the people who have worked diligently behind the scenes for the past year to make the conference better than ever before. You will also get to hear about our post-conference activities this year and some very exciting plans for next year's VWBPE 2018 conference. Of course, we're just a few minutes away from discovering who will be awarded the 2017 VWBPE Thinkerer Award this year for outstanding contributions to VWBPE as well as the virtual world community at large. The Thinkerer Award is the highest achievement given to anyone by VWBPE. Finally, the closing ceremonies would not be the same without one of Second Life's most famous celebrities, Pooky Amsterdam, as our MC for this event. Most of us first got to know Pooky Amsterdam as the hostess of one of Second Life's most popular game shows, The First Question, where contestants were asked big questions about science, invention, and achievement. Throughout the metaverse, she has become a legend. Pooky Amsterdam is the CEO, producer, and writer for Pooky Media Films. Pooky Media is an animation studio and virtual worlds entertainment company. Pooky is a strong advocate for excellence in education, especially the visual arts, as evidenced through her machinima and video in virtual worlds. She is outspoken about her enormous respect and admiration for the work that educators do each day. We have the utmost respect and admiration for her work as well. Be sure to follow Pooky Amsterdam on Twitter @Pooky Media and like her on Facebook. I'm delighted to introduce VWBPE's favorite hostess, give a warm welcome and a huge round of applause to the one, the only, my great friend, Pooky Amsterdam.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Roxy. And ahoy, everybody. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in fact, a band 10 years after released an album called A Space and Time. The year was 1971, and Alvin Lee sang a plaintive song called I'd Love to Change the World. Yes, he sang I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do. So I'll leave it up to you. That was almost 50 years ago, and we are now in this new space and time, in this virtual space and time, where our ability to traverse distance is tesseracted with the click of a mouse. We log in, we are here, no matter where our physical space or time zone actually is. And being together, we have been able to effect change in the way we learn, change in what we learn, and certainly through virtual learning, changes in how we learn and how we help each other. The next generation will very likely push that even farther through a new virtual reality or VR frontier. So a decade has passed since the VWBPE was born, and let's take a quick look back. In 2007, Time magazine named Vladimir Putin Person of the Year. The more things change, huh? Rupert Murdoch acquired the Dow Jones and Company. Apple released the very first iPhone. And the new 7 wonders of the modern world were announced. In 10 years from now, there will be a new list, one of the 7 technological wonders of the modern world, and I know that the VWBPE will be on that. 10 years before today, a great visionary saw the benefits and possibilities of using this platform for learning and knew what to do to change the way we learn for the better. I am honored to present him now with great respect for all he does and will do yet. Phelan Coramel, also known as Kevin Feenan. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Here he comes. Thank you, Pooky. At a recent information session, I was asked, how long does it take to put together a conference like VWBPE? The answer is months, just months' worth of work by close to 100 volunteers, exhibitors, presenters, mentors, and of course the organizational committee itself. These tireless leaders manage portfolios including programs, marketing, volunteers, web design, social logistics, and outreach. Each one of these people you will see on the stage here momentarily. Without their guidance and steady hands, the conference would just simply not be possible. These magnets of education have championed their committees to bring together another brilliant program for 2017. Each has sacrificed a lot to bring quality education to virtual worlds. Their work is amazing, and I thank each member of the committee and their vice chairs for all of the hard work they have put into the conference, again, time after time, and especially for this conference itself. I would also like to single out for special distinction my executive committee partners, Cynthia de Leon and Lorraine Mockford. The planning for each conference starts over a year in advance, and it is the executive committee that sets the direction of each conference. They develop the new activities, the programs, they set the conference standards, and have overall responsibility for the conference. I have had the privilege of working with both Letty and Lorraine for another great year and could not have done this without them. Thank you both very much for being a part of this special time.
Insight from Eddie and Doc Drops from Dragster. Machinima headlights from Grid Jumping Tanya. Immersion proves helpful if I've learned anything. Well, these were a few of my favorite things. But when the sim lags, when the box stalls, when I can't log in, I simply remember my avatar's name, and then I don't feel so bad. Masters of Nursing and Character Wisdom, Three-Dimensional Numbers and Multilinguistics, How to do Chem Lab from here to Beijing. Well, these were a few of my favorite things. Plus, really, where else can you have a critical thinking discussion with Pathfinder in a penguin avatar still holding a glass of cognac from the green room? The epitome of sublime, which of course could also describe the amazing Letitia de Leon, who is Letty Luckstone in Second Life. She is an associate professor in a teacher preparation program for the University of Texas, the Rio Grande Valley. She also provides professional service to Rockcliffe University Consortium, where she is currently serving as the chair of the Curriculum Review Committee in charge of quality assurance for the new Digital Course Instructor Certificate. And we know that is big. She is also the VWBPE Programs Chair and one of the 3 members of the VWBPE Executive Committee. It is my great privilege to introduce Letitia de Leon, also known as Letty Luckstone.
Thank you, Pooky. At the heart of this conference is the academic program, a combination of experiences, research, best practices, and projects that teachers, advocates, and communities of practice have showcased over the last 4 days. This conference would not be possible without their work. We hope that they will continue to share with us any future projects, collaborations, and continued innovation. We need to continue this good fight to promote the relevancy and power of an immersive environment to advance education, community, and best practices. Behind the program is a team of individuals that support my efforts. First and foremost is my co-chair, Sky Silverweb, without whom submissions, reviews, and final program could not be possible. She works quietly in the background and follows along in all my schemes and ensures that they succeed. Second, the reviewers also work in the background, doing blind reviews of proposals and papers to ensure quality in the program. Being a reviewer is a difficult task, and they do it within set deadlines before any other volunteers are called in. Their hard work and dedication gets published in the Journal of Virtual Studies, where the VWBPE proceedings are featured. Finally, I'd like to send a special thanks to my colleagues in the executive team, Lorraine, Mockford, and Kevin Feenan, who offer support to the program in many ways, from ideas to their execution. It is during these executive meetings that many of the new features of this year's conference began as a brainstorming session. Even as I say this, we have already begun discussions for next year's conference. We hope all of you can join us for that. Thank you all for continuing to support our academic program. Back to you, Pooky.
Becky Adams, a.k.a. Ellie Pinion in Second Life, is an instructor and director for faculty support and online course development at University of New Mexico. She is also the volunteer chair for our VWBPE 17 conference. As the volunteer committee, Ellie supports the conference by organizing volunteers for roles needed for this conference to run smoothly. And it needs a lot. This includes recruiting, training, and scheduling. This is an amazing committee of dedicated, and you can imagine, hard-working volunteers. We could not do it without you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pooky. Once again, I, along with the entire VWBPE Organizational Committee, would like to thank the wonderful group of people that stepped up this year to be volunteers. As we all know, thousands of hours are needed to put on a conference like this one. Having one without a significant hitch in a virtual world takes planning, thought, and care, and many dedicated volunteers. from estate managers and technical support who help things res, keep voice working, and quiet nerves, to our communication folks who help us know what is going on and smooth the way, our expert moderators, quadroon facilitators, and assistants who, as experienced veterans, lead important conversations, and transcriptionists that allow all of us to enjoy our presentations. To those critical patient and supportive mentors guided by our amazing iSky Silverweb who assist and facilitate our excellent presenters, our wonderful stream team who continue to make the magic, capturing our workshops for all to see, as well as our photographers, the shutterbugs that save our memories to enjoy over and over. Thank you, Callie and crew. And our ever amazing, dedicated, and essential hosts who welcome all our most valuable attendees as they first land and help them find their way. To the social committee who took us under the sea and allowed us to kick back and get to know each other while we celebrated this very special conference. I especially want to thank our amazing security team, Green Lantern Corps, who have once again done an incredible job. We so depend on you as you are the most successful when we don't even know you're there. I would also like to give a very special thank you to Blue Barker, Low Tide, and Edith Halderman, who have assisted me and kept me able to breathe throughout the conference. You are both just the very best. Finally, we would like to thank each and every one of the almost 100 volunteers who have given their time and hearts to make this a very special year and our conference an amazing success and continue the legacy. We could not have done this without your essential contribution, and we look forward to working with you again next year. Back to you, Pooky.
Wow. The next person I'm going to introduce is an amazing woman who is an integral part of our virtual universe. Her role overlaps several, and she has an amazing ability to be in several places at once. She is the IT chair, maintaining the website, supporting the efforts of the communications and marketing chair. She also serves an invaluable role as program co-chair. In this role, she assists in getting the program online, on the calendar, as well as helps to train mentors behind the scenes to make it happen. Don't be fooled by the demure kitty you saw at conference this year. She's a powerhouse. Introducing, iSky Silverweb. Letty will be voicing for iSky. Thank you. Bring these women on.
Thank you, Pooky. I have the joy and privilege of working with mentors every year, and I really do enjoy it. There's a lot of satisfaction in seeing the presenters prepared for their times on the stage, sharing their knowledge and experiences, and adding further to the legacy of this conference. Our presenters take full advantage of the power of virtual world environments in their work. The mentors simply help the presenters get ready to share what they've been doing. The mentors did everything from meeting the presenters to providing tools and coaching them and attending their presentations. They provided additional support where needed. Here's a big thank you to this year's mentor team for all that great help. Thank you so much for your dedication and hard work. In IT, the bulk of what I do is keep VWBPE's website up to date on both front and back ends. It's a year-round project that is very rewarding. I help Beth in communications to get the word out on the latest news from VWBPE, and assist Lydia in programs with receiving and processing proposals for the conference, among other things. I am proud to be a part of a team that never forgets the central mission of VWBPE to bring together educators, you, from many parts of the world, and to facilitate the discovery and sharing of best practices in furthering the use of virtual worlds for education. The best thing about this is that we never stop learning. Now back to you, Pooky.
And thank you. Thank you, iSky. Thank you, everyone, and the amazing people on the stage, and surely including the next woman I'm about to introduce, Beth S. O'Connell, who is, as we know, our Beth Ghostraven in many virtual worlds. She's been a school librarian since 1998, working with students from ages 4 to 19. She came to Second Life in 2012 to network with VISIT, the Virginia Society for Technology in Education, and quickly found the Virtual Pioneers and other education groups for which she publicizes and facilitates events. We all really do find where our strengths lie here. She's been told she is the secret sauce in getting people to come to education events. Beth also uses Minecraft with middle school students and initiated an outpost for VISIT on Avacon's Open Simulator Grid. As communications chair for VWBPE, she is responsible for getting the word out about the conference, and here she is getting the word out to us. I didn't want to leave the stage.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Pooky. I have learned so much about communications through doing this. I very much appreciate the guidance and help of iSky Silverweb, who collaborates with me on the blog posts and more. Lori Von Luster, a.k.a. LB, has often helped out with posting to social media. Also, Blue Barker, Low Tide, and Ellie Pinion have kept us all up to date during the conference. We always have help from the bloggers who cover Second Life and virtual worlds. This year we had our very first press day, which gave them a sneak preview of the conference regions. I'd like to especially thank Strawberry Singh, Inara Pei of Living in a Modem World, Alicia Egali of Port Elysium News, Daniel Voyager, Vixel Shupton of the Second Life Newser, and of course Thinkerer Selby Evans of Virtual Outworlding. I always try to walk that thin line between getting the word out effectively and annoying people. I'm always looking for ways to improve and for people to help with publicity. Let me be clear, I mean I want to be less annoying. If you have suggestions or would like to learn, please let me know. Now back to you, Pooky.
Thank you. And all right, next, I would like to introduce Rosie O'Brien Wojtek, also known as Roxy Neuro in Second Life, who is an elementary school principal in Bristol, Connecticut. The range of experiences of the people who we have here is so deep. She is also the president of the Connecticut Association of Schools president and editor of VEJ, the Virtual Education Journal. Roxy is back this year as the co-chair of the Social Committee. She and the Social Committee are the group that have provided people with time to relax, reflect, and rejuvenate, and enjoy some of the great things that Second Life has to offer. This year, with the help of the Social Committee, we have not only been able to play at the VWBPE Social Pavilion and Marina, but also the Social Committee has taken you down under the sea into the octopus's garden and into the unexplored caverns of mermaid and merman territory. Ooh, and more on that too. Please join me in welcoming our social powerhouse, our Roxy Nero, back to talk about the work of the Social Committee.
Thank you, Pooky. Thank you. VWBPE is a great conference for thinking, sharing, and learning. But we, the Social Committee, work diligently to make sure that all of your learning and all of your thinking is sprinkled with networking, collaboration, and lasting friendships. More than anything else, we want all of us to be a collegial learning community with a common language, a shared mission, and a morally compelling purpose that leads us all to continue to form partnerships, teams, and collaborative circles that carry in the important work that we do above and beyond even our wildest dreams after the conference. But I have to tell you, of all the committees that work hard to make VWBPE such a great conference, the Social Committee by far gets to have the most fun. In fact, that's what we want to be known for, fun. Learning should be exciting, engaging, meaningful, and yes, fun. When we can connect the dots, that is, the people to the learning to achieve the purpose, everything flows. The Social Committee is comprised of a small but extremely talented group of people. I'm so proud to have been able to work with each of them over the past year, from designing to creating and then building a new sim. As if by magic, we fill the sim with many highly engaging, interactive, experiential social activities and events. I truly hope you were able to enjoy many, if not all, of our wonderful social events and activities. So tonight, I would like to recognize and thank the Social Committee for all of their dedication and hard work. The Social Committee is an amazing, talented group of people. This past year, our Social Committee met on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Second Life time because we have a member who lives in Germany, a member who lives in California, and the rest of us live somewhere in between. The best part about working in virtual worlds is that no matter where we live in the real world, we are able to collaborate and work together to make fun happen. First, I want to recognize and thank one of my best friends and colleagues for serving with me as a co-chair on the Social Committee. Serena, of course, has done an amazing job. You met Serena at the ribbon-cutting ceremony on the first day of the conference. Serena has been at all of this year's VWBPE social conference events. This year, she took the lead for organizing several pre-conference socials, something we've never done before, to create enthusiasm for the conference and help us find sponsors for VWBPE so that we could continue to make the conference free to everyone who wanted to attend. We couldn't do it without them. Right. So let's give another shout out. You're already ahead of me, and recognize all of our sponsors for helping us provide this great opportunity for learning. Here's to the sponsors. Thank you. Serena, of course, not only worked with other committee members to organize the pre-conference socials, but she also helped us book the talented Talima and KJ Jeff Kahn, who you heard right before the ceremony, the amazing Ballet Pixel, and the phenomenal Shanghai Sisters Fire Show Circus. In addition, if you were able to go under the sea, you've seen some of the beautiful design work that Serena and other Social Committees members did to create the amazing undersea gardens and make them such a fun place to play. Because of her leadership, organization, and talent, this year's social events have been better than ever before. So please, put your hands together and make some noise for the awesome Serena, of course. Thank you. So the Social Committee knows how much I love rides. as much in Second Life as in real life. So we are fortunate to once again this year have the famous Torgen Woodget, creator of Torgen's Store, with some of Second Life's greatest amusement rides, working with us. It was so much fun each week to test ride Torgen's latest version of the gondola that gives riders a panoramic view of the social sim in the southern part of the VWBPE conference area, and the underwater scooter that even does a loop above the water while helping riders to enjoy the beautiful undersea octopus's garden and undersea world. If you haven't done so, make sure that you ride both the gondola and the undersea scooter before the end of the conference. Once you've experienced these rides, you know what I'm talking about. So please put your hands together and make some noise for the phenomenal Torgen Woodget. Next, I would like to recognize Helena Kiyama, who once again this year filled the swag bag with all kinds of great items. That is, the something wonderful that I'll get to take home and enjoy. It was Helena who found the designer that created many of the buildings, including the beautiful main social building and the others around VWBPE. Helena spent numerous hours with Serena building not only what you see above the water, but also under the sea. Helena is also responsible for the detailed maps and signs posted all around the social sim. Helena and Serena also put the sea treasure hunt together with lots of fun prizes, so be sure to check that out. But when I think of the contributions that Helena made to ensure our social activities and events were great, and what I love the most about our social activities this year, and I have to say, there's a lot, the party barge she found and learned to drive around the VWBPE sim was amazing. To be able to get so many of us on the same barge at the same time, going to the same place for the same reason, is not only a huge feat in Second Life, but also what we as educators are all about. We need to take the metaphor of the collaborative and community building party barge and use it to drive us forward by getting the right people in the right seats going in the same direction together to achieve our goals. So please put your hand together and make some noise for the wonderfully talented Helena Kiyama. Thank you. I would also like to recognize Kaz O'Kelly, who is by far my favorite DJ in Second Life. This year, Kaz volunteered his time and talent to DJ our pre-conference socials, as well as meeting with each of us Saturday to plan, design, and build the opening and closing tribute concerts with Lightning Productions. Kaz designed and built the Octopus's Garden for our final Beatles tribute concert tonight. I hope you're all planning to don your merfolk apparel and join us immediately following this closing ceremony. If you don't have merfolk apparel, no problem. Just come as you are, or check out the shops at the changing area under the sea for free outfits. And if you've never had the opportunity to swim like a mermaid under the sea, then we have a treat for you. The closing concert tonight promises to be one of VWBPE's highlights. Be sure not to miss Lightning Productions, the Beatles tribute concert tonight, immediately following this ceremony. So please join me in giving a huge shout out and recognition to the amazing Kaz O'Kelly and Lightning Productions for all of their work. And finally, I would like to recognize Grid Jumper and Blue Barker Low Tide for their work with this year's Machinima Showcase. We greatly appreciate their expertise about Machinima. Grid Jumper and Blue Barker Low Tide did an excellent job of bringing some of the latest Machinima techniques and clips into the forefront of what is possible. I hope you were all able to attend their Machinima Showcase on Thursday. In addition, I would like to thank BJ Gearbox for also serving on the committee and helping wherever he was needed. Please join me in showing our appreciation to Grid Jumper, Blue Barker Low Tide, and BJ Gearbox for sharing their expertise and for their work as part of the social committee. Thank you. And on behalf of the social committee, we hope you had a wonderful conference experience. Most of all, we hope you had a lot of fun. We are already starting to plan for next year, so save the dates, and we hope to see you all again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxy. Isn't she amazing? One more round of applause for that woman. All right. And get ready. Keep those hands ready because our next woman, our next amazing educator is Lorraine Story Mockford, known to us as Laurie Von Lester, or LV. She is a recently retired instructional designer in Nova Scotia, Canada. LV chairs the VWBPE Outreach, coordinates the immersive experiences, and is a member of the Executive Committee. She also is a transcriptionist with Virtual Ability, Inc., who help thousands. Please join me in welcoming Laurie Vaughn to talk about the work of the Outreach Committee and the conference Immersive Experiences Activities. Welcome, RLV. And I meant our LV.
Thank you, Pooky. The job of outreach is to connect with our communities in and out of the metaverse, listening for the rhythms and patterns of what might could be. Some of the best parts, or one of the best parts of my job with VWBPE is supporting the pre- and post-conference immersive experiences and the passport to the metaverse. Once again, Agile Bill Firehawk is helping to stamp the passports to the metaverse in a Resli Quest chain. It's not too late to sign up if you want to check that out. There are also 5 more immersive experiences happening post-conference, so check the conference calendar. Many of our pre-conference immersive experience hosts have graciously left their simulations open for self-directed exploration. Check it out here. And there's the link. Big thanks to Agile Bill for his help and support. I also want to thank Callie Dalboa and her team of Shutterbugs for their photographic excellence, keeping the VWBPE Flickr pool filled for all to enjoy. Thanks also to everyone else who has contributed as well. Check it out. There's a link. And finally, I want to thank Virtual Ability, Inc. and the amazing voice-to-text transcriptionists who help to make our sessions accessible for those who may require a text version of the presentations. Carolyn, Marcia Kaler, Electra Panther, Ruby Van Dyke, and of course our fearless leader, the incomparable Gentle Heron. Thank you.
And applause for that incomparable, and she truly is Gentle Heroine, a true leader, an amazing woman. What a privilege to know all of you. But something else I've learned in Second Life is that just is a 4-letter word, like, why don't you just get a website going? Or why don't you just stream the program? Or why don't you just build a building? Huh? Not necessarily followed by why don't you just jump off of it, but you get the picture. Everything that goes into an event such as this, and there are millions of details that do go into it, do not just happen. It takes a great deal of logistics. It takes a great team in planning, something Kevin knows probably too much about at this point. But if he could just come out here and tell us about it, that would be great. Please welcome Kevin Feenan. Why? Because, well, we need you.
Great, thanks, Pooky. Logistics is the not so subtle art of trying to get everything to come together at the same time, in the same place, with the same purpose in mind. This includes financial resources, website hosting, arranging for social media, managing the conference assets, and coordinating the streaming team. arranging for building signage, and a whole host of little things that make the conference goers forget the fact that they are in a virtual world at all. This takes a host of people to make happen. I'd like to thank iSky Silverweb for all our work on the website and helping with managing the various web applications needed to make this conference happen. I'd like to thank Fiery Bloom, Pram Pap, Helena Kama, Torgon Woodjet, Leticia DeLeon, and many, many others for all their amazing work on the regional build-outs, and you can see all of their work as you go around the regions here. I would also like to give a special thank you to Megan Hoster for coordinating the stream team this year. She did an amazing job in terms of pulling all the streaming resources together. And of course, to everybody on the stream team themselves, whose video will be going up onto the VWBPE YouTube channel shortly. And finally, I would like to give a shout out to Green Lantern Excelsior and his team for helping out with the regional security again for this year. These people working behind the scenes make everything just work and keep the magic alive for everybody. It is my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of them that they support us every single year.
And they sure do. And give blood daily as well. I would like to introduce, I think, one of the greatest metaverse awards that there are, and I'm going to introduce our amazing Lori Von Luster, who will next present the 2017, yes, the Thinkerer Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Metaverse.
Hang on a minute here. In 2014, the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education Organizational Committee, hang on, I'm in the wrong spot, there, instituted a new Personal Achievement Award to recognize an individual who has provided outstanding service to both the field of education and the virtual world community. The Thinker Award is presented to an individual whose deeds and actions have shown to be a consistent selfless service towards the promotion of learning, community, education, educational practices, and who exemplifies the spirit of cooperation and development within immersive worlds. Recipients of this award are not simply outstanding professionals in their field. Award recipients must characterize the transformational leadership qualities to envision and guide change, enhance the motivation, morale, performance of both peers and pupils, promote best practices and continuous improvement, and inspire others through their words and actions. One such individual is Cynthia Calongne, better known to us in virtual worlds as Lobo. You can applause now. Throughout the conference, we've had the benefit of Lear's wisdom, freely given. This is the hallmark of Cyn, her generosity and sharing whether a simple mushroom stool, a comment, or a nudge, her time and her expertise, and always with a smile. Lobo is a professor, researcher, and advocate for education in virtual worlds. Before teaching for 21 years, she was a software engineer supporting Space Command and software similar to what you saw in the movie War Games. Lear fell in love with the promise of immersive learning in 1995 when she designed a virtual environment on a PC using a head-mounted display device and a data glove. Back then, headsets had 6 wires that went to 2 control packs mounted on her back. Oh, what a geek. She ran experiments with people from all walks of life to see if she could design a virtual world interface that anyone could use without training, a help feature or manuals. Since joining Second Life in 2005, she's lured her students into the metaverse and hosted 51 university classes, making them create projects in Second Life. She has supported over 100 educational research projects with students from other universities and published over 72 of her students' dissertations, including delightful Dew Wangle's and Shanaz Camber's research, and see her game her in the VWBPE exhibits. As a mentor for Peggy Sheehy's Ramapo Middle School project, she spent 2 years working with 400 13-year-old students on a closed campus on the teen grid and learned so much from them about how they learn. In 2005, she studied in 700-plus SL project classes to learn new skills and to learn the different ways in which educators teach and students learn. Be careful, she has her eye on you too, and she laughs. A shy person, but great role player, she has kept track of each event, thinking that if she could just host one more event, she'd master her fears. She was amazed when the numbers grew. She's hosted over 213 keynotes and workshops, and thanks to support from 400 universities and educational groups like ISTE, the VWBPE, VER, and NMC, the Texas DXLA, and the NC Conference. Language Virtual Roundtable Conference, the Association of College and Research Libraries, ACRL, and ESL Games with Fire Centaur. The collaborations with Tab Scott, Ellie Pinion, Linda Gupta, and the rest of her SL friends, to list a few thousand wonderful folks. Today, she collaborates with the Air University during their research on signature character strengths and how to weave them into 3D learning simulations in game design. With projects Moses on avatar scalability and realism and offering authentic experiences, she co-hosts the Open Simulator Community Conference. Every space in the metaverse matters, and she offers support when someone asks. In 2010, her AU team won the $25,000 award for the Mars Expedition Strategy Challenge in the first Federal World Challenge. It led to working with Will Wright, mastermind of The Sims, and visionaries like Pooky Amsterdam on the community-designed TV show Bar Karma. Next time you are somewhere with less lag, open your inventory and search for Lear. Chances are, if you are involved in virtual world education, you will have many items created and shared by Lear Lobo, including the most excellent giver script that is ubiquitous in education. It is for all these reasons and more that the VWBPE Organization Committee proudly confirms Cynthia Calongne, our Lear Lobo, as the VWBPE 2017 Thinkerer Award recipient. Congratulations, Lear.
Well, I'd like to thank all those people, right? I am just very thankful. I had no idea. My talk button was on. My headset was decided to take a rest. Okay. Thinkerer really transformed my life. I know you guys saw that in text. The hobo designs in those early days, 2005, was just amazing. And I just want him to realize how important that was to me. Many thanks to each of you, my students, graduates, pioneers, that's you out there, educators, librarians, educational enthusiasts, and leaders. You inspire me and you give me strength. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, great. The wonder in virtual worlds comes from the intersection of people and experiences set within these 3D spaces. These amazing discoveries touch something deep within us and transform us. You create experiences and nurture greatness in everything you do, in everything we do. Our accomplishments wouldn't be possible without you. Everyone matters. Our horizons are limitless and everyone contributes. We cross over boundaries as we connect with thinkers from around the world in ways that are breathtaking. Just by being here and by sharing, you help to change the world. As we celebrate the best in each of us at VWBPE, please know that you are very dear. Without you, the virtual world is a barren place. The leaders and amazing folks at the Nonprofit Commons remind me that sharing and caring for one another is what matters most in life. Without Pathfinder Lester, I would have struggled to fund my regions for 4 years before my school picked up the tab, as I developed a proof of concept for how to teach in these places. As an award recognizes a difference for both the giver and the recipient. The lovely tribute you offer touches my heart and it feeds my spirit. Thank you for your thoughtfulness and for making our world an amazing place. You make the magic come alive. Thank you.
Once again, it is my pleasure to introduce the VWBPE Executive Director, Phelan Caramel, who is going to tell us all about it and all about the post-conference activities and the exciting highlights for next year's conference. Wow! VWBPE 18. Please welcome our Phelan Caramel. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you again, Pooky. While this is nearing the end of our 4 days together, it's not actually the end of VWPBE for 2017. And yes, even I get tongue-tied on that from now, every now and again. Between now and Easter, we have another 4 immersive experiences that I highly encourage everyone to attend, including field trips to Rockcliffe University's University and Avacon Grid, the Fieldscape Tour, and more tours here in Second Life. Video from this year's conference will be going up onto YouTube over the next week, and there are already several right now that are up there available for you to view. And then there is also the conference proceedings that will be coming out as part of the Journal of Virtual Studies at the end of April. So there's still lots more to come. Especially, we want you to save the date for the 11th annual VWBPE Conference, VR Evolutions, March 15 through 17, 2018. 2018 promises to be a turning point for virtual reality, and VWBPE will be right there in the vanguard. Watch for information this summer and the call for proposal to open October 1st.
See you next year for VWBPE 18. See you then. Mwah.